Dinala, Dinana Abuboya. What's up, family and friends? Welcome to the Woke Nation, our nation of factual truth, where we feel free to share knowledge and spread the knowledge of factual truth without fear, without favor, and without faint. Here we encourage us to live our lives and live it well through the knowledge of factual truth because it's our lives. And personally, I encourage you to enjoy your life wherever you are or wherever you find yourself. You have the ability to enjoy your life. Let no one cage you. Let no one limit you. Let no one mislead you again. You need to know the power of um, disinformation, lies, deception, misinformations that people spread, without facts to support it. They believe without seeing. They take what somebody said and swallowed it like the whole truth when it is all lies. So don't let anybody put you in that condition anymore because in the age of information, ignorance is a choice. These days, you have the little device in your hand called phone, which you can use to know what is going on all over the world. Search beyond your belief sites, religious sites, or some of you will call it your movement site. You need to go beyond all that because you are born with a brain. The purpose of that brain is for you to think for yourself. Everybody have one. You don't supposed to depend on anyone to to lead you. You don't need a leader over your life. You are a leader. If there is need for a leader, you are that leader. And if you must lead, lead yourself. Lead yourself to enjoy your life. What's up, Harry? So today I'm sharing with us what I titled Spiritual Cage. And this is for Africans. I'm talking to us, our people, my people, the people that's supposed to be in power, but they are in prison. And this is a spiritual prison. I've been saying this for years, and I will keep saying it until majority of our people wake up and occupy their places and position of power so that we can reset this world to the natural order it's supposed to be from the evil system we are in today called white supremacy. So this spiritual cage is a supernatural jail. You hear people, natural people talking about supernatural, natural people talking about spiritual, natural people talking about invisible things that have nothing to do with reality, what is happening on ground. I used to say this to us. After all your revelations, after all your dreams, after all your visions, you have to wake up to face the reality. Reality has no respect to your revelations, your visions, your dreams. All of them are hearsay. They have nothing to do with the whole truth. Reality deals with the whole truth. And the whole truth, factual truth, doesn't give a fuck about your opinion, about your emotions, about your feelings, about your belief, about your God, about your faith. No. All he cares about is you knowing the truth. And when you know the truth, you'll be unfit to be a slave of God, a slave of man, a slave of anything. You'll be unfit. So, because in our group one time, Mr. Saka always shared that's forward and share on our platform from another group of our people where they're talking about this guy always talk about spiritual thing or spirituality which he is practicing. Remember, it's a practice. That's why I like the way our ancestor Dr. Ben define it. He says, when somebody asks him what is like spiritual, I say spiritual is the doing of what you believe to be spiritual. Like in spirituality, they believe there is higher being that nobody has seen that higher being. They cannot prove it. It's just a hearsay. And they begin to groom themselves in it. You know, when they have children, they pass it down to them. But all they have is belief. Spirituality is a belief system. It is African belief system. It is African religion. It is not African science. You that still argue that spirituality is African science, or in spirituality you get science, it's a lie. Africans today, as we speak, they still have majority of people there who are practicing spirituality, and they call themselves traditionalists, right? But look at them. What have they done? What have they done, or what they can do with that spirituality in their communities, in their villages? Think. It doesn't matter how you get upset, maybe the way I'm presenting it, it doesn't matter. Use your brain, judge everything, question everything, and follow the facts wherever they lead. So if you've been maybe hearing me saying about this spiritual cage for years now, I've been saying that it's a spiritual cage that have 4 rooms. Remember this one, you know, there are other beliefs, but I'm talking about our people. I'm not talking about white people. I'm not talking about Asians. I'm not talking about Europeans. I'm not talking about other people. I'm talking about us, the Africans. This spiritual cage. You know, I see it as a self lock up, because some of us that say our ancestors, the God of our ancestors, or they had God. Did they show you any God? It's still a belief, a belief. So that your ancestors invented spirituality does not make it science, does not make it what you must live by. If it's not enhancing your life today, if it's not progressing your life today, if it's not developing your life today, why are you still hanging on there? Oh, what my forefathers did, and my father did it. I'm not the one that will do it. It become an abomination. Yes, it's an abomination. If you continue doing what does not work for you, you continue doing it, it's an abomination to you. You are working against yourself, against your freedom. And that's why with all your spirituality, you cannot free yourself. At the sound of gun, you run away. A governor can come and arrest a native doctor, a police, a corporal, a policeman can just come and arrest a native doctor, and there's nothing he can do with all his whatever he bragged to have. Come on, our people think. Why our people always brag on things that has no meaning to life or in life, things that they cannot use to develop themselves except to, demonize themselves. You hear our native doctor saying that Ekwensu is devil. Somebody make a post say Chuku is not God. Then somebody asked him, explain. He said, go deeper in you. You will know. There's no deeper you will go within you or in you and find God or see God. There is impossible. Everything, whatever you will find inside of you is a natural organ. There's no spiritual organ in you. Any other thing they say is in you, but it cannot be proven, it cannot be seen. There's no location of it in your body. That thing is a hearsay, just like when they talk about mind. It's supposed to be talking about brain, not mind, because nobody can prove the existence of the mind. Just as they say there's a spirit in you, no, it's not. They say there's a soul in you, no, it's not. There's a heart in you, which you can see. Any organ that functions in you are natural. Even the ones you cannot see with your 2 eyes, there are things, there are instruments you can use to see them because they are natural. So this cage have 4 rooms, 4 cells. Okay, so you see, spiritual, when you check the definition of spiritual, I said it's a concern. So it's not knowledge. It's not knowledge of, it's a concern with sacred or religious things. Who declared those things sacred? Because that is the word when our people talking about our ancient Africans, they begin to talk about something being sacred. Who made that thing sacred? Nature did not make anything sacred. There's nothing sacred, there's nothing holy in nature. It is what people made up. Religious people making things up out of ignorance, out of fear of the unknown. So understand that it's a spiritual concern when you're talking about spirituality or I'm a spiritual being or blah blah. It's a spiritual concern. I mean, it's a concern, not a concrete thing. It's not something a same person is supposed to be engaging in. You must be confused to engage in it. And when you are confused about something, you don't know what you are doing there. That's why whoever is a worshiper worship what they don't know. They worship what they believe. They fear what they believe. They honor what they believe. They fight for what they believe. And they can kill you for what they believe. So it's a concern, not knowledge of what is sacred or religious things, sacred things, religious things, holy this, holy that, immaculate this, immaculate that, blah blah. It is people who made up those things. Spirituality or African sacred or religious concept, also known as spirituality, is the origin of organized religions. Like begets like. You that believe that African spirituality is the mother of religions is enough to teach you that what? Like begets like. So African religion begets organized religion, or African unorganized religion begets organized religion. So these things are simple, but for those who are fighting to defend their illusion, their hallucination, their delusion, they will insist, trying to make it, just like in anything you want to think of, without you making thorough research, but just by you pondering on it, a lot of ideas will begin to come up. Do you want to justify it or do you want to judge it? So you have to judge it. That's the right thing to do. As somebody that have functioning brain, you have to judge all things and follow fast wherever they lead. If you don't follow fast, you end up following people. Con men. That's why con men take advantage of people, because they know those religious people are confused. They don't know themselves. They are like walking cops. As somebody said, they are walking cage. So you see them, they are spiritually caged because they put themselves there. No human being can be spiritually caged. You have to believe in it for them to cage you. But when you know you are free, you are not in any cage. You think for yourself. You make your decisions and make the right choice for yourself that works for you. Understand that ignorance and fear are the origin of African spirituality. I'm African. But some Africans will even accuse me of, oh, you're against Africa, you're against these stupid people. Come on, don't you see how we are suffering as a people? It doesn't bother you. All you want to do is to maybe make money, build a house, and get married and have children. That's it. The circle of poverty, the circle of slavery our people are in, you are perpetuating it by producing more children for the system. Everything you are doing, you say you are educated, is for the system. You are rich for the system. You have children. It has nothing to do for your freedom. They want you to chase those things. As I said, they want you to be concerned about faith, spiritual things, not about this world. No, they don't want you to see this world as your place. They want you to see there's another place, but they know in this world you have the mineral resources they don't have, and they don't want you to know about it. They don't want you to know about your riches and wealth. All they want you to know is about heaven, God, money. You can chase money all you want, you can have God all you want, but those things doesn't put you in place of power. That's why they can give you money and take your resources. They are not giving you their resources and taking money from you, because they know money is a means of transaction. It's nothing in reality. You don't need money in reality. But we now have generation of people that think that life without money is meaningless, is useless. They need money. You don't need money to live. That's why you weren't born with one. And that's why in nature there's no tree that produces money. There's nothing that produces money. It's people that print money. That's why they have their pictures and their signatures on it. It has nothing to do with nature. And they gave it to you. They gave you God and the money. Those things are like caught, but you don't know it. Why? It's solving my problem. Which problem? It's not solving any of your problem. Money has not solved any problem in Africa. Money has not. It's making you more stupid, and they're watching you. They see how you spread it. They see how you put people down because they don't have it. Yeah, let it be like that. So you will even hate your own because they don't have money, and praise those who are oppressing you because they have money. And you are standing on the land where they are taking whatever they are taking and giving you money. And you think you are wise. No, you're not. You are stupid. Spiritually stupid also. So ignorance and the fear are the origin of African spirituality, and this thing is what confuses people, what makes people walk like become cops, dead bodies. Although they are living, they are human beings that are supposed to use their brain. Their brain is dead now. So when your brain is dead, you are dead also as a person or as a people. So this thing also cage them. Spiritual is the doing or practice of what one believes to be spirituality. It has nothing to do with science. We need to restore or recover our African science, not African spirituality. We don't need spirituality for anything. Africans, we don't need spirituality for anything. It doesn't matter what any other person is telling you. You don't need spiritual. Oh, well, you need to check your spiritual life. What spiritual life? At least your life is supposed to show you or teach you that your natural life is greater than spiritual whatever. Because those things they tell you are spiritual or spiritual being, even their spring being, still need human being to help them. They cannot do anything by themselves or for themselves. They always look for a human being to do that for them. And the human beings they get are those who are confused and also who have self-hate, that believe that, oh no, spiritual control the physical. For where? Oh man, a lot of spiritual garbage they heap on us, and our people are living their life with that lie. It's a lie. It can never be the truth. And there's no way you can defend it with your sense working. You cannot. So wake up. That's what I'm calling you. Stop doing what you believe is spirituality. If that thing is related function itself, let's see. But when you are hungry, you know what you need. You go for food. Okay, now some of you that say, oh, they want to kill us, they will say, how about us? Not minding them, not needing anything from them, but building ourselves as our ancestors did. Having our own medicine, having our own food, having our own water, having our own everything. They testify that we lack nothing before they came. It was their comment that corrupted us. And today, look at where we are. Those of you that are celebrating, oh, Jesus has saved you. God has saved you from what your ancestors did. Don't you see how you are suffering today? Some of you cannot go to your village anymore. Your children you brag you have in abroad, they will never smell that Africa again. You are bragging because if that Africa, what you are saying, you wouldn't have your children outside Africa. And we are living in a world now, wherever you have your children, they say that's their place. Even the enslaved African Americans, their descendants born in America today, some of them are denying Africa. Can't you think Africans? The reason why they are denying Africa is because Africa is nothing to write home about. Although Africa is feeding the whole world, Africa is making the whole world rich. Yet, Africa is nothing to write home about. It's not a place you can even encourage yourself to go and live. Unless to go fuck some organic women. That's what we do. Also, our ancestor, Dr. Ben, said that a deity or God is a human being gone wrong. Something went wrong. which is out of ignorance, out of fear. They begin to create deity. They begin to create God. And you see some of our people today suffering, still insist, yes, our deity. You need to go back to our root. Spirituality is not our root. Our root is science. That's why they stole science from us and leave us with spirituality. Even the slaves, when they catch them, when they're practicing that spirituality, they chain them down or they put somebody to supervise them. Even when they started church for the slaves, they have to put a white person as a supervisor there. He's not the one preaching, no, the slaves preaching to themselves, singing spiritual songs and all that, jumping as Africans normally do when they are having a gathering. But after all said and done, you are under control. With all your spirituality, you are under control. With all your being spiritual, you are under control. If you are truly a spiritual being, you will never be under any government power. If you think you have that power, you're supposed to be controlling government, not the other way around. Government controlling you and intimidating you. I say that if I have such spiritual power, there will be no police checking point in my community where they're intimidating people and no, we don't need them. We don't need them to protect us. We have spiritual powers to do that. Where is the spiritual power? You have all these people in your village claiming to have spiritual powers. But you see how even cashless policies dealing with them in Nigeria, for example, fuel scarcity and all that. Imagine people that have all the natural resources to enjoy life, they are suffering and they are just crying, doing nothing about that, but hoping that a god or some foreign agent will come and help them. People who are spiritual are anti-nature. Although they try to marry their belief to nature, they try to tell you, in spirituality you understand nature. It's a lie. For you to understand nature, all you need to do is to search, research, investigate, do experiment. That's how you understand nature. Oh, I was thinking, I said, they asked you, our ancestors asked you to go to the animals and learn. You went there telling them, oh, no, this one is the king of the forest. No, this one is the queen. This one, you carry your stupidity from your spiritual nonsense to animals' place. You say animal kingdom. Animals don't have kingdom. Animals don't have kings. They don't have queens. They don't have gods. They don't have goddesses. It is you that claim to be spiritual, because when you are spiritual, you are working against nature. You are working against reality. Spirituality is not reality. It's a belief that people made up and they want you to live by it. There is no spirituality or religion in nature. So belief system is a spiritual cage that have 4 rooms. So the first room, as I always say, is spirituality, which happen to be African spirituality, and I see it as dedicated to the unknown. Then using nature and the tradition, nature that nature exists by itself, and then they use traditions they put in place, cultures they put in place. They use it to justify that belief, telling you, yeah, it's our belief, live by it, but it's a cage. And those of you that say, I'm no longer practicing religion, I'm no longer practicing Islam or Christianity or Judaism, now I'm practicing African spirituality or spirituality, is the same bullshit. It's like in jail or in prison. Those of you that have visited prison or that have been in prison. Now, when you go there, they have rooms so that they move you from one room, or you complain and move yourself by when they approve your request, and move you from one room to another. It doesn't mean you are now free. You are still in prison. You are still in that jail. Only you change room. That's what it is when you change from Christianity to Islam, or from Islam to Judaism, or from Judaism to African spirituality. It's still the same cage you are in. Only you change the room. The second room of this spiritual cage is Judaism. And we know them as followers of Moses. They were not followers of Abraham, but this spirituality, this spiritual cage is under the God of Abraham. All of them believe in the God of Abraham. All of them believe in Yahweh. All of them believe in Supreme Being. So the Judaism, or people in Judaism, the Judaists, they are followers of Moses. The law of Moses is their main thing. They can kill you for violating that law. So they leave that law over you. This book of the law shall not depart from your mouth. You shall meditate therein day and night, to observe to do all that's written there. He said, then you will have what? You will have good sources and you will have prosper. Okay, yeah, I will prosper. Let me obey it. It's a lie. It keeps you in the cage. The third room of this spiritual cage is Christianity, and those in it are called followers of Jesus, or they call themselves followers of Jesus. They follow Jesus. They even made Jesus God. Although even the Bible tell them there is one God and one mediator between man and God. He said the man Jesus. They say, no, Jesus is God. Jesus said, I and my Father are one. No, you and your Father being one doesn't make you your Father or make your Father you. It means you and your Father share in agreement. That's what it means. It's like also in marriage when they tell you, oh, you are one with your wife. No, you are not one person. It simply means both of you agree, or she accepted your hand in marriage. Mm. Especially today when they don't let parents anymore, decide what is good or great for their children. They don't, no, you do it. So you see, all we are suffering today, as if we are wiser when we are not. Then the fourth room is the room of Islam. And these people call themselves followers of Muhammad. They follow Muhammad. Muhammad never existed. Jesus never existed. Moses never existed. But these people, and the unknown that Africans are dedicating to it, doesn't never existed. But all of them believe in Supreme Being, the God of Abraham that does not exist. So when you are talking about spirituality or being spiritual, you're not talking about reality. You're talking about belief system. And I'm calling us to wake up, to trust all this belief system so that we can live humanly. Understand their rock. The rock, which is the God they serve, that rock is Amen-Ra, but they call it Abraham. That's where they get it from. God of Abraham, all of them. Whether you are a spiritual person in African tradition or African religion, or you are a Judaist or a Christian or a Muslim, you are worshiping this God, Amen-Ra or Amun-Ra. That's why when you pray, you say Amen. Jesus is not the Amen. God is not Amen. Amen does not mean so be it. Amen simply means the sun God that the Egyptians invented. And the sun is not God. Sun has no one to worship it. It is people who made those things up based on their ignorance and the fear. So there is nothing spiritual people can actually do in reality with their spirituality except to confuse themselves, walking like cops, where they're supposed to use their brain, they're not using their brain. Where they're supposed to fight for themselves, they are waiting for their ancestors, waiting for some gods or some foreigners to come and fight for them. And you see them killing themselves, limiting themselves, and caging themselves. You can deliver yourself from that spiritual cage today. I am happier to see our people waking up. Africans are waking up. When I see them now saying spirituality is bullshit, I'm happier. Myself too. I was not as I am today, but I keep growing in the knowledge. I used to say I am God. I used to say, oh, I'm a spiritual being. No. Even when I was a Christian, I used to preach that we are we have two nature, spiritual nature and the physical nature. It's a lie. We have one nature. That is human nature that we have as a people, Africans. Let us wake up and go back to our science, trusting spirituality, trusting every belief system, knowing more and knowing no faith, accepting no faith or belief, but who living humanly as we live by knowledge, because knowledge is the greatest. Gordon.